What's up, witches and wizards? Welcome back to the Wizarding World. I'm Mia Magic, and today I'm going to be sharing with you some of my favorite tips on how to make meditation easier. I know that a lot of people have a hard time with meditation, and if it's not something that you're used to doing, it can feel really stressful or really hard and feel like, oh, I'm doing it wrong, and oh, I'm supposed to be doing like this, and like, oh, I'm supposed to have my mind completely clear. And frankly, all that's bullshit. Okay, so the biggest and most important thing to recognize about meditation is that when you make the effort to do it, that's truly all it takes. It's hard to be like, okay, I'm just gonna sit here and do nothing and be quiet and try and still my mind. The fact that you're committing to that you're saying yes to that you're putting towards any effort, any intention, any attention towards that endeavor, that's the most important part. That's what counts. A lot of my old yoga teachers used to always say, like, the hardest part is getting on your mat. And it's true. The hardest part is saying, I'm going to sit here for 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes or an hour. Don't worry, you don't have to sit for an hour. You can work up to that. And then at a certain point, once you get good at meditation, which the reason why we call it a meditation practice is because you can get better at it. You can improve your skills. You can improve your capacity, your ability to do it. And it's called a practice because that's what we do, is practice things in order to get better at them. So once you've improved your meditation practice to a certain level, like for me, there are still days where it's hard to sit and meditate for an hour. And then there are days where like 20 minutes just isn't enough and I just like want to melt into my meditation and be gone for so long, or the meditation that I have is so deep that I'm just not ready to come out. Like it's taken me on a journey. So really just want to let you guys know that the most important thing is getting to your pillow, your cushion, your bed, wherever it is that you're going to do your meditation. And then here are some of my favorite tips to really improve your practice and make it super easy. Number one is using guided meditations. There are hundreds of thousands of guided meditations on YouTube. I'm personally like one of the best ever. It's really one of my greatest skills. And I don't have a lot of meditations on YouTube. So that is something that I am intending to do, is give you guys a couple more meditations to try on my channel here. So make sure you subscribe and you will have all of that coming to you soon. And if you're already subscribed, hit that little bell. Ding, ding, you know what I'm saying? But you can find lots of guided meditations on YouTube already. So if you have a specific intention or you want to like do an inner child meditation, for me personally, obviously I work with clients one-on-one. And so I design meditations for people's specific subconscious, for their blocks, for their energy. And then a lot of the time they're able to respond back to me. And so then the meditation is custom designed for their issue or whatever it is that they're going through or working on. But if you're just starting out, you don't need that quite yet. You can just try what works for you and leave the rest. So guided meditations are a great way to get into meditative practice. You can choose an inner child meditation or a chakra meditation or a body scanning meditation. Very, very simple things. They don't even have to be like a guided visualization journey. They can just be like someone telling you when or where or how to breathe. Whatever resonates for you, whatever you like, that is a super simple, easy way to start improving your meditation practice. Second thing that I highly recommend, this is my absolute favorite, is to do breath work. So you can do deeper, like more holotropic style Wim Hof type of breaths, like, but you're really going to be activating your system with that. So there are a lot of ancient yogic practices. One of the limbs, we think of yoga as just the asanas, just the physical postures, but that's actually only one of the 8 arms or limbs of yoga. And one of the arms or limbs of yoga is about our breath. So you can use alternate nostril breathing that stimulates different parts of your brain. You can just breathe in through your nose and out through your mouth. You can do a cooling breath with your tongue. Try that and feel how much cooler the air is. So if you're like feeling really fiery or really hot or you're really worked up or you've got a lot of anger, a cooling breath like that can be really supportive. You're also always more cooling by breathing in through your nose than you are through your mouth. So you can do really slow, gentle, long breaths. You can count. That can help you get into a meditative state just by counting repetitively over and over again. It's like 4, hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, hold. 1, 2, And you don't have to count out loud. It's actually better if you don't, but you can use the counting as sort of like a mantra. And a mantra is something that is literally designed to help you clear your thoughts. In Sanskrit, the ancient language of India, man means mind or to think. And so a mantra would be like clearing the thought. So you're using a mantra, which can be something like, I love and accept myself, or I am divine and deserving and innately worthy. Or it can be Om Mani Padme Hum or Hare Krishna. You can use anything as your mantra. It's just something that you speak internally to yourself over and over again in order to maintain your thoughts and keep your mind clear, keep the thinking clear and focused on that specific thing. I highly recommend using mantras that you design yourself that are really specific to what you're calling in or utilizing in your life. A really great way to get yourself into a meditative state if you like to sing. I personally love to sing. And so you can use the mantras and make them like a song, like, I love and accept myself exactly as I am in the present moment. Oh yeah. I love and accept myself exactly as I am in the present moment. And you can just say that over and over again. And because of the repetition, you will actually put yourself into a trance. It's okay even if your voice sucks. Like, bless my partner, he's amazing. But like sometimes he'll just sing with me and like he doesn't really like to sing. It's not really his vibe. It's not really his thing. But he'll do it and he'll feel the vibe. He'll feel how good it makes him feel, even though like singing isn't necessarily something he really enjoys doing. And I have a specific like song prayer that I use to call in the rain, things like that. And it's been working lately. It's been so great. We've been having lots of rain in Southern California. We need it. Bless it. One of the other practices that I really love to engage in is shaking or doing some kind of embodiment. Like that's what yoga is for. The word asana, we think of yoga asana. People think that that means the postures, but that actually means sit. So the postures are designed to help you in your meditation practice. The postures are designed to get you in touch with your body, connected to your spirit, in that clarity of your own consciousness, so that then you can sit and have a calm meditative practice. So doing some type of movement or engaging with your body in some way is a very, very helpful tool for creating a meditative state, being able to really drop in more deeply than you would without having done that movement, see. One of the things that I also really enjoy and that is really, really helpful is utilizing the state of presence. People think that like being present is this like really hard thing to do, but it's not. Being present is really just having awareness of the sensations and using your senses in order to determine them. So right now with my eyes, I see my plants, I can see the trees and the sunlight outside, super gorgeous. All my plants, I have a mirror right here. If I look over here, it's like, okay, there's me. Hey, what's up, girl? I'm sitting on my bed. It's like, okay, I can feel the velvet covers. I can feel the pressure, the weight of my body. So it's not just my sensual physical touch. It's like the sensation itself. I feel my own weight on my bum, on my bed. Then I breathe in the air. I can smell, I have this little cinnamon broomstick. It's like, okay, I can smell the cinnamon. I use a lot of jasmine and blue lotus essential oils. I can smell that. Okay, I notice the light. Like, is the light bright? How does it hit your eyes? How does it make you feel? There are so many different ways that you can literally just use your 5 senses, sight, taste, touch, sound, and smell, in order to create a state of presence. That makes it super easy to drop into meditation. You can literally start a meditation just by creating a state of presence, noticing all the ways that your environment or your reality is reflecting back to you or relating to you. Then, when you go into meditation from that state of presence, utilizing your breath as you close your eyes and close off at the very least this sense, because we get so much of our information through our eyeballs. We are always taking in visual stimuli. So when you eliminate your eyes from that equation, then you can really start tuning in. What I love to do, like, of course, yeah, I'm like caressing myself at this moment, but what I love to do is like, what are my internal sensations? Is there any tingling? Is there any pain? Can I really experience the expansion of my breath in my lungs and then my exhale, that sort of falling energy? What does that feel like? And just tracking that, just following it. And you're gonna get distracted and you're gonna have thoughts come up and you're gonna be like, oh man, I needed to do this. And oh, I forgot to text that person. And oh, I should go check my email. Or like, oh, this is stupid, I don't wanna do this. Or like, oh, maybe I should just try this tomorrow. I don't know, I'm not doing it right. Like, it's okay. All those things are gonna happen. And you just like, think like kind of a like cosmic fishing pole. You're just like, okay, mind, come on back here. Like get over here. Okay. And then like, okay, I noticed myself, even that is a sensation. I noticed myself running away. I noticed myself dipping out. I noticed myself pulling, distracting, disconnecting, disassociating, perhaps. I'm going to return here to this moment. Okay. So what does that feel like? Or can I notice what it felt like the moment that you can like track back through your thoughts? Oh, okay, so I started feeling this tightness in my chest or this pain in my stomach. And that's when I instantly thought of something else and was like, oh, I want to avoid this. Wow, maybe should I go into that pain in my stomach? Should I breathe into my heart? Should I ask my heart, hey, is there something here? Is there anything you need from me? And the thing is that sometimes, and I had an amazing client that I was working with recently, and she was like, I don't feel anything in meditations. I don't get anything. Nothing comes up for me. It's just like crickets. And she was really frustrated. And I was like, just wait till you try me, honey. And then she did, and we did this meditation designed for her subconscious, for her mind. And it was so profound what she was able to hear and listen and connect to in her own body, even though her story was, oh, it doesn't work for me. Deep underneath, she was like, I want this. I want to feel this. And so then I was able to help us create that experience in her subconscious. But that's the thing, is that yes, it can be more powerful with someone, but it can also be really powerful to see and witness and experience your own power to do these practices with yourself, because we're all ultimately at the end of the day just reflections of each other. And so anything that I do is really just you showing yourself to yourself, and it just looks different because we're all living in this fractal hologram. That also, if you're like looking for beginner meditation tips, might be a little bit too much for you right now, but that's okay, because I also have a video coming out about all of my favorite tips and ways to start your spiritual journey and to take it deeper into the next level and to like really get the good shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Another thing that's really, really important for me in particular, I'm a Taurus rising. I absolutely love and revere Mother Nature. I have been just doing literally every single thing that I can. I loved Mind Body Green. Bless them. Got to give them a shout out to the Pisces new moon that we just had. One of the things that they suggested on their website was stop using plastic. Stop using plastic, y'all. We got to just stop, okay? Because if the plastic companies start noticing that people are actually going to stop doing it and stop toxifying our planet. Every time you go to the grocery store, if you're picking your groceries up with your plastic bags, even though your vegetables can be washed, those plastic bags are going to last longer than your great-great-grandchildren. Just saying. Okay? So we got to stop using plastic. So one of the things that's really impactful for me is connecting with the earth. You can hug a tree. You can sit under the sky, the stars, the clouds. You can just lay face down on the earth. One of the practices that I really love engaging in order to create a meditative state is to imagine either my third eye or my heart or my womb as like the base of a tree, like where it would spread out with its roots. And so the roots like grow down, and you can either like spread them out like this from your heart, like kind of like flat and straight, or you can send them down through and from any of those points. And men, you do have a creative, obviously you have a sacral chakra as well. You have a creative portal within you. Women, we just have an actual organ for it, but men have that same energetic portal, which is called the hara or the dantian, that womb space in men or masculine identified people. So you can use that practice, literally just like sending cords of energy, sending connection from yourself into the Mother Earth, Pachamama, Madre Tierra, the mother we all share, the mother who gives all of us literally everything. We would have nothing without her. Let's not forget it. Even this, my little wool hat, like comes from the sheep that she feeds with the grass that she grows. It's like we have everything because of her. We owe her a little more reverence, a little more respect, a little more honor and acknowledgement. And so one of my personal favorite practices and most powerful meditation techniques is literally just to go and connect with her, to hear her, to feel her, to listen to her, to acknowledge her, to learn to sing her song. At the very least, to learn to hear it and to listen to her guidance, to her wisdom, because truly we're literally like bacteria on the skin of a massive living goddess that's circling this giant ball of fire. Like, she's living her life. It's not like she can like see us, but it's definitely like we're like a rash. We're like a disease on her skin. You know what you do when you get a rash, right? Like, you do something. I personally get intravenous ozone or use some kind of like apple cider vinegar, hydrogen peroxide, bentonite clay, activated charcoal bath. It's another video, but if you have a rash, that's the thing to use. Anyways, she's still being patient with us, even though we're doing horrible things to her. So if you can go out and connect with her and just give her gratitude, like my partner and I, we love to just like go out and do gratitude walks, and getting into the frequency of gratitude is also a super helpful tool for your meditation practice. If you just write down 10 things that you're grateful for, or you say them out loud, or like what we do, we go out for walks and we just speak back and forth to each other what we're grateful for. And that brings you into a high vibe state because you're like feeling good. You're like grateful for your life. And when you can do that in relationship to Mother Earth and connect to her in that way, I find that she blesses your life, whatever that looks like. It can be with finances, it can be with partnership, it can be with amazing friends, it can be in your career. In my personal experience, the more I've connected to her, the more I've been committed to honoring her. Like, I don't buy new clothing except for my witch hats, because I can't get them used, because it's kind of a new thing that we're able to wear witch hats, you know? And so I love that all the clothes, even my like fancy cashmere sweaters, like everything that I buy is secondhand, because that to me is an important tool in being able to create a harmonious relationship with her. And if I'm in a harmonious relationship with her, then as a reflection of me, because we are all the elements, right? The earth is our body. Then I am able to be in a more meditative state just in the way that I live my life. So that may be a little bit much for some of y'all, but I hope that even those of you who are like, oh God, I don't want to listen to her talk about no plastic, like, let these seeds be planted, because I promise you, if you start aligning to the ways that the earth needs, the way that indigenous people, shamanic traditions, Aboriginal societies all over the world did for thousands of years before we fuck shit up, they were all living in more beautiful, harmonious, and truly reciprocal relationships with the earth. And so I think that that is a major way that we've all been disempowered, and why meditation is so hard, right? Because we're so disconnected and we're so distracted. We're so disassociated from knowing that our bodies are reflections of the bodies of the earth. So remember that one of the best ways that you can create a meditative experience for yourself is to envision or imagine your sensations, your senses, your sight, taste, touch, sound, and smell, and you don't actually have to use it for the space that you're in. You can pretend that you are smelling salty sea air and hearing the sound of the waves crash all around you, and feeling your toes in the sand, and the temperature of the air, or the breeze, or the sun on your skin, and even like tasting that salty air sometimes, right? Or maybe whatever it is that you drink on the beach. And just creating that experience in your mind, just utilizing your senses, right? The same thing to create presence, utilizing your senses in your imagination can convince your own mind that that's what's happening, that that's what's going on, that that's the experience that you're engaging in or that you're having. And so if that's a meditative kind of experience, like the way that when you're at the beach, if you just sit, right? Like every time, if I just lay down on the beach, it's just like all the negative ions and the crashing waves, and I'm just like, bing, and I just knock out and have these like deep naps or deep meditations. That same creation, that same sensation can be used in your mind, even if you're just like sitting here in your bedroom. You create the state of presence with, I hear the sound of the waves. I smell the salty sea air. I feel the wind in my hair. I feel the sun on my skin. I feel the sand in my toes. I see the bright light glistening off the water. you create that experience in your mind. Even just me, if you try that yourself, for me, just envisioning that, just imagining that right in that moment. And a thing that I also love to do when I'm there or when I'm envisioning the ocean is to remind myself, I feel my toes in the earth and I say, I am earth. And then I feel the water wash over me and I say, I am water. And then I feel the wind and I say, I am air. And I feel the sun and I say, I am fire. And that is an actual magical technique that some of my teachers would probably not want me sharing with you guys, but I think it's really important because it reminds us that we are those same elements. We are each of the aspects of the earth and our earthly reality. And so that can help you in your meditation. If you say that to yourself as you're creating this space, that can help your body drop in, feel safer, feel stronger, more solid, and support you in the deepening of your meditative practice. So I hope you guys enjoy all these tips. These are some of my favorites. I love y'all, and I hope that you have an absolutely magnificent and magical mission in meditation. I'm Mia Magic. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and welcome to the Wizarding World.